Man, I can't believe we're talking about the holidays already. I think Jen said this morning we're like a month away from Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and then
That's
add another
crazy.
month, and then it'll be Christmas, and yes, the year's going to be gone after that.
I know,
We're
it's
going to be on to
crazy.
2023, but before we get there, time's going to slow down because we're freezing tonight. It is not going to be warm. It's not going to be our typical October morning as we head into tomorrow, and it's not going to be our typical October afternoon today either. It's 50 degrees right now out at Will Rogers, our National Cowboy Museum cam, still showing some of that breeze on our Pike Pass Skycam network, along with a few high thin clouds, but most of us seeing a ton of sunshine across the state. A few more clouds out west. That's keeping temperatures right now in the mid and upper 40s, but most of us that are seeing the sunshine are into the low 50s, some 40s across the north and northeast as well. And we've all got that north wind, which will be pretty gusty today, 10 to 20 miles per hour. That's going to make us feel pretty chilly through the afternoon, even as we climb into the low 50s for our highs. But we've got a colder morning on tap for tomorrow. Still plenty of freeze warnings for Oklahoma all the way through North Carolina. A massive low pressure system that's been pounding the Great Lakes with snow is slamming us with some cold air. It's 35 in Minneapolis and Des Moines right now, 38 in Kansas City, just up I-35. So it is really cold along the high plains, a little bit nicer down in Orlando, 79, but Florida is going to be in the 50s by the time we get to tomorrow morning. Much more comfortable for them. Our morning tomorrow, much less comfortable. 31, our low in Oklahoma City. That's a normal low for December 6th. But by Saturday, look at this, 83. We're going to be warming up. That's a normal May 28th afternoon. So we've got our fall swings in effect. Frost and freeze tonight. Much colder air to the north is going to pull away as that system moves off to the east and northeast, and then we warm things up. Friday, the 80s return, and they'll be back around on Saturday and on Sunday as well. But by Saturday, looking out west to the northwest and southwest, two systems we're going to keep a little eye on. System number one is going to bring a lot of snow to the Rocky Mountains and will bring a cold front down that should aid us in some rain chances, especially by Monday and Monday afternoon. And then system number two has the potential to swing in some more moisture from the south for rain chances on Tuesday. But we've really got to get that perfect balance of that colder air and also that moisture. If we get too much of that dry mountain air, that's going to move the rain chances off to the east. But for right now, we'll think about Tuesday rain chances as well. And then system number three to watch just slides right down the plains, and that's going to be some cold air. Not locked in for the middle and end of next work week, but something we'll be keeping a little bit of an eye on. 54 this afternoon, Oklahoma City, and the 40s up to the northeast. Pretty cold, as warm as 61 in Altus and 63 in Guymon. So no one especially warm, but some 60s on the board for us this afternoon. And then overnight, clear and pretty calm. Freeze warnings, 41 counties across the state. We'll see a freeze all the way until you get into southwest Oklahoma, but still some frost potential there as winds are lighter and lows will be in the mid 30s, but low 20s up to the northeast. It's going to be a cold one across the state tonight, and in the metro itself, 30 from Yukon to Midwest City. We will see some 20s peak in, 28 El Reno, Guthrie, Chandler, 29 in Jones. So everyone feeling that chill, especially even though the winds being as light as they are, will knock our temperatures a few degrees on what we'll be feeling early tomorrow. It could feel as cold as the mid-20s in portions of the metro, especially if your air temperatures are in the 20s, low 20s to the north, perhaps even wind chills in the teens in far northeastern Oklahoma. Now, typically, we get a freeze November 4th. That's our average here in Oklahoma City. The last 9 years, we've had several years where we've seen that freeze before November 4th. Earliest of the last 9 was 2019. Our record, if we go back to 2012, October 8th for earliest. So we're not going to see a record, but we are going to see a more recent than normal freeze. And yesterday I talked about plants. Today I'll talk about the vehicles, because this is one that'll get you when you're heading to work tomorrow. You'll see the tire light turn on. Check your tire tread. Make sure they're filled up with air. Antifreeze, always nice. Fortunately, we don't have any wintry precip to deal with, so that's not a big deal, but just something to keep in mind as we head toward winter. And then tomorrow afternoon, a lot more comfortable. We'll be back in the low 60s here in the metro, some upper 60s and 70s even out to the west and northwest for a much nicer feel. And then here come the 80s Friday all the way through Sunday. Much warmer. We'll be watching for a fire risk this weekend as well with those gustier temperatures, and thunderstorm chances next week.